Barney was
Served me right
bluffing
for
that
not
time.
raising before the flop, really, isn't it? That you make a house with that bag of...
You don't want to call, but he does want to see it.
That you make a bleeding house.
He's well entitled to take his time here.
Been playing so well up to now. Yeah, Albert. Nice hand.
He wants to see it.
Yeah, nice hand.
He figured it out. He knew that he had a house. I mean,
Thank you.
18,000 wasn't too much, and yeah, Barney looks a bit shaken up by that. He looks a bit fed up with himself.
I guess under your heading of the unluckiest guys in poker. I mean, the
Have you got aces all the time?
the real turn up for this is if Albert comes back and wins this thing, isn't it?
I'm allowed to say I don't have aces this time.
I don't know. I mean, the
you?
boys in the Vic
Or because
normally
you have-
would be cheering on Albert to
All
come
in.
back, but he's kind of stopped playing the cash games now, so we have to cheer David, I think.
Re-raise all in with the 2 9s, and not automatic for Jeff here, Neil, because Albert's got a pretty big stack right now.
Absolutely, and Queen King is a hand that's, you know, quite often liable to be dominated by Ace Queen or Ace King, and you know, it's behind to any ace, and there's not really too many hands you're going to be a big favourite over in this spot.
Jeff's got, I think about 80,000 more than Albert before the start of this hand, but 98,000. I mean, he's got to realize he could be dominated. That's certainly part of Albert's range here, isn't it? Ace Queen, Ace King.
I think so, and I
You don't
also
call
think
anyway,
that, you know,
Jeff, so-
Jeff's been
Oh, I'm not
he's
sure.
been able to steal, you know, quite nicely along the way, and he hasn't wanted to get committed
could
to
raise me, of
big
course.
races
So I'm looking
pre-flop.
for racing.
Let's see.
I think he's going to lay this hand down, but you know, I haven't got one
You
right
said
yet.
you like your adrenaline to flow.
Yeah, it's flowing, it's nice, man. Adrenaline's, it's a good rush, this one.
There's actually no reason to call, is there?
I don't think so. I mean, he sat out virtually a whole level,
I know.
waiting to kind of
Well, the only problem is I
pick
think I'd
the
have to have
boys
gone in
off,
the set.
you know, in
What's the
small
perfect
raises,
way?
and
Don't want to go in for a fight
Oh,
with
uh,
them
uh,
trouble.
calling
Why don't you ask their advice and they'll
off
tell
your
you?
chips is normally not
Okay.
very popular. Well, there you go. Immediately called. Immediately. What a great call.
Keep some loads in that, please. Good call.
I'm sure we can re-edit that bit later with me saying that he's obviously going to call here. This will be a great call.
It seems odd, but I mean, from a mathematical point of view, obviously he's getting the straight price. You know, had a little bit of a extra chips on a 50-50, and now it's a race. If Albert wins this, and
Yeah, you can.
sort of history says he
I took the
will,
First time, I expect to take the
Oh.
second time.
Huh.
it's going to be a
Still
massive
coming
chip
from
lead
there.
of 251,000.
I think Barney's funking for Albert big time here. I think he definitely viewed Jeff Buffenberger as a very dangerous opponent, and I think he quite fancied taking on Albert.
3
Poss-
queens and 3 kings, and that's changed nothing. I think Albert's going to win this. 251,000 he's going to have.
Starting to the last.
Back from
Yeah, I thought the nine
11.
of clubs would have been a good turn card.
Dealer hold 'em.
Wow.
Well done.
Sorry, Albert.
Unlucky,
Wow.
Unlucky, mate.
She doesn't like me anyway. Everybody likes you, Albert.
And one card away, Neil, was Sapiano
Set up.
for making one of the great
Thanks, Lena.
comebacks
I'll
in this
remember you
format.
in my
Poor
will.
old Albert. I think he performed very well today. I mean, I thought he made 1 or 2 really good plays.
Oh, cool.
He showed a few weaknesses that he has got, and you know, I guess
Oh,
that's
I
just
felt
part
like
of
what
his
hands he's
game.
gonna do it with.
He likes to see
And
flops.
I'm
He
thinking,
got
oh,
involved. He got busy.
I'm worried the ace, king, ace.
We've seen pair of 9s feature in the all-ins tonight. This time they went down in flames. King on the river for Buffenberger has made him a whopper. What does Garbaz have going for him right now? Maybe
To an extent, I think ignorance is bliss. He, you know, he's just enjoying himself. He doesn't have a massive game plan, maybe, and he's pretty fearless. So, you know, he has some things going for him. Now this is interesting. Barney's found a pair. It's not a great pair, obviously. And this is the situation we were talking about before. He's waited all night to try and come over the top of Buffenberger.
There's a big argument for something like a stop and go here if Barney puts Buffenberger on overcards, but if he does something like that, he's in really, really bad shape, isn't he?
Oh my God.
gosh! Well, that's-
Dave obviously now moving all in, and Jeff not finding it too difficult to find the call.
It's ended up being very good news for Barney. He's actually basically just been guaranteed the turbo.
If Barney makes this call, I have to say he's not been very unlucky.
To win the tournament,
Um,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Barney's finding this an easy lay down now. I'm not quite sure why he's scratching his head.
Wow. Talk about the cards can throw up some strange things,
Bizarre.
Neil. And the one thing Garbaz does have going in his favor is we have not seen an overpair beaten underpair
That's
yet
true.
tonight.
That's true.
But aces versus kings, you don't see it too often. And there's no way to...
Three-handed, obviously, totally no escape. You know, the chips have to go in, and you just have to feel for Dave at the moment. Although, you know, strange things have happened.
Cowboys all in, Garbaz, and, well, it's just 5 tickets of fate.
Immediately the deuce for Barney.
This is a funny old game, isn't it?
Give one of them a set, please. I don't care which one.
Garbaz can't even get running somethings. It's really going to have to be the king square in center. Ace would end it. But, I think if it's going to come at all, it's got to be the river. Buffenberger looks like he expects it,
Unlucky.
but they hold. Could be his day.
It's unlucky. First time both of us had a big hand like that.
What's that?
That's the first time
Barney's
we both
thinking
had a
right
big hand
now
like
I mean,
that.
three-handed, kings and aces. What
Yeah.
the chances of that? As soon as you called as quick as that.
I know. I
It's
realised
had
I
an
was
interesting
in trouble.
day here, Garbaz, Neil. It's certainly been one with action.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he was very lucky against Ryan Fronder. You know, he looked like he was going to be the first person out, and he won that one with an underpair against an overpair. Obviously, kings against aces three-handed, just impossible to
I actually
escape.
thought, right,
You got to feel for him a little bit, but he played, you know, okay. He can't be too upset with the way he played, and he gave it a shot.
That last hand, Lady Luck is one tonight. Buffenberger, aces versus kings, and they held. The odd thing is if Garbaz had decided to slow play those kings, Barney would have all the chips.